Hello. Morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome back. Thank you for joining me on this snow day. Or as I've been saying online. I think I said it on Blue Sky. Minecraft day. Potentially ice day. It's gonna be an interesting afternoon, we'll say. We got up early this morning to shovel some snow. We had about 5 or 6 inches this morning. Got a little more after that. Ooh. Boop, 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 boop.
Pain booped, pain booped, pain boop.
Thank you so much for the 41 months, Jen. Up subbage, appreciate that. Hope you're doing well today. Peen lol. Yeah, first part of the emote. Nice break in between boops. What was I saying? We shoveled snow this morning. Got a little bit of snow after that, but it turned somewhere like towards the late morning. It turned from snow, nice, light, fluffy, easy to shovel snow, to sleet. And I don't know if I read this right, but I'm looking at the National Weather Service's forecast for us. And they literally say, let me see if I can quote it. This afternoon, the sleet could be heavy at times, yada yada yada. Total daytime sleet accumulation of 3 to 5 inches. I really hope that that's wrong and that that's mostly snow. Because I feel like 3 to 5 inches of sleet would be a lot. It's already heavy, Jen. Like, we tried to go outside and shovel earlier, and we started to shovel, and it was heavy. And Emma was like, maybe we should leave the snow on here, because otherwise the sleet's going to hit the ground. It's going to freeze. Especially with when we get freezing rain later, which what's expected to happen is it's going to go from snow to sleet to freezing rain. The absolute worst weather you can get, winter weather, is freezing rain. It is the worst. So, part of my idea is to maybe wait. I think I'm at least going to wait till after stream, obviously, to shovel. Might even wait even later. It's got mostly rain. Got some, but not much. Okay, good. Rain's okay. Freezing rain is horrible. But it's literally like it was almost like picking up handfuls of sand, Jen. Like earlier when we started to try to shovel, and I took Bailey out for a little bit to try to get her to go to the bathroom, but she doesn't like this winter weather apparently. It was like having sand in my hand. It just ran right through it. Like it's just ice, basically. It's mostly west and north of us. As it got to us, it started turning to rain. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it. And today, what's going to happen today, more than likely, it's going to continue to go. The high today is supposed to be 31. So it's going to get really close to above freezing. It was 32 before. It's right around the freezing point. It might melt a little bit, depending on how it goes, and refreeze. Combine that with sleet, freezing rain, and the fact that it's supposed to get colder. Like today's high says 31. The rest of this week, highs of 26, 23, 20, 19, 16, and 19. So we bought a lot of soup before. I do not plan on leaving the house all week. Like, it's going to be a mess. And they haven't plowed our road yet. They plowed a couple times this morning. We live off of a county state maintained road. I think it's actually a state maintained road. They just plowed our street. We live off the main street. We're also at the corner of like a side street that goes into a cul-de-sac. They didn't plow that. They only plowed the main street. So when they come back through with the plows at some point, they're probably too busy clearing off all the interstates. I mean, they salted our roads too. Pre-sand in some areas. Yeah, where I grew up, they use a lot more sand. They use salt here. Way more effective. We used a little bit of salt. Go ahead and get to the streaming screen. I used a little bit of salt this past time. Once we knew like it changed from snow to sleeting, it's like, okay, let's put some salt down. So put some salt down, so at least our like front porch, which was getting all kinds of snow blown onto it, is like we can walk on it. I put a little bit on the driveway, but not much. This is where we had started to shovel, so that way any sleet that came down, hopefully get met with some salt. But yeah, it's not gonna be good. Thankfully, our power lines are below ground, so I don't even know the last time I saw a power line above ground in our area. They're all below ground, so yeah, it'll be fun. Anyways, what are we doing today? Well, I got some time this past week to start working on the next thing I want to do in this world. We've done a whole lot of mining. I did a little bit of stuff with the witch farm this past week, in terms of like I went back there and started doing some mining. We might do a little bit of that today. My plan for the next couple hours, at least to start, is to get the materials together to start building our castle. I started to get some of the materials together. I've done a little bit of work in a creative world, which I'll show off a little bit, and then we're gonna start getting some materials for that. So, see, the test world is my number one. I was just working in the test world on Thursday. Feels really weird to see how things load in now. So I was working on, let's put on the shaders as well, because it is Shader Sunday after all. I started working on this. So this is an XNOR gate. An XNOR gate. Technically, this is an XOR gate, and then you invert the output here to make it an XNOR gate. So what an XNOR gate does, redstone stuff, is essentially whenever both these inputs are on or off, is when an XNOR gate outputs a 1, basically, which means it's on. A humst? Yeah. So I'll show you what this is for. So previously for this gate, one of the things that I had for this gate, right? This is our castle here, which I worked on forever ago, or at least the gate portion of it. And one of the attributes I have to this, at least the front entrance here, is I have a set of fences here, and it should be, so when it goes to nighttime, the gate goes up automatically. When I turn it to daytime, the gate turns off automatically, right? So one of the issues, so I already built this. I kind of did something. I didn't use an XNOR gate. I did my own contraption. Previously, what I had done did not allow me to do this, right? I still want to be able to turn the gate on and off, no matter what time of day it is, right? So it's daytime, so I want it to be down right now, but I still want to be able to do this and bring the gate up. Previously, I forget if it was during daytime or nighttime, I wasn't able to do this. So if I turn it to nighttime, I can turn it on or off. So what I needed to do, and I was doing this past week, is create an XNOR gate. So what this means is that if it's daytime, so it'll only turn on, and the gate will be, I'm trying to think, these will be extended, so these will be powered during the nighttime. So I think I had to invert the daylight sensor. The two inputs are the daylight sensor and the lever. Essentially what this enables me to do is to be able to turn the gate on, up or down, no matter what time of day it is. So if I were to put this up, I turn it night, it goes down, but I am still able to turn it back on. So The default mode is I want it to be down during the day and up during the night. Then allow me to raise or lower the gate whenever I want. So that's what I ended up doing. Turn back to daytime. As part of my research this past week, and this is called an XNOR gate, which allows me to do that. It's actually relatively simple. You have two inputs, you've got two comparators in subtract mode, and you've got a like power source, redstone around it. This torch inverts it and makes it an XNOR instead of a XOR gate. An XOR gate would be like, it's called exclusive OR, which means it only powers when one of the inputs is on. An XNOR gate inverts that, so there's four options. You can either have nothing powered, so let's just say there's nothing here. Let's say 1, 2, 3, 4. So say these are your four different options. You've got two inputs, you have four different options where you have two inputs. You can either have nothing on, this one on, or both of these on. Just kind of as a little example. So an XNOR gate, or sorry, an XOR gate would mean in these two cases we would be powered. An XNOR gate inverts it and says in these two cases when we have nothing powered or we have both things powered, we output a signal. So that little torch just inverts the output. So all this to say, I fixed my gate because I wasn't happy with where it was at before, and I did a little bit of research and figured out what I needed to do. So this is my little test setup right here before I put it underground. You can't really see it because I covered it back up, but I put this underground. So our goal for today, redstone knowledge is still 0. This is and the reason this came easier to me is that this is a computer engineering concept. This is something that I learned in school, which is why typically electrical engineers and computer engineers take easier to redstone, because we learned this stuff already. There's AND gates, OR gates, NOR gates, XOR, XNOR. Might be more. AND just means like AND is probably the easy case. Let's go back to this example. Nothing on, this one on, both of them on. AND just means they both have to be on. Or an OR gate would be all three of these, because it just means either like one of the two has to be on. Both could be on, one, the other, doesn't matter. A NOR gate is typically just, actually it's only like this or this basically. Just inverts the whatever the input is. And then you have XNOR and XOR, which we just described here. So those are computer engineering concepts for circuitry or logic circuits. So like, oh, an XNOR gate, I know what that is. I'd look up how to build one in Minecraft, but I understood the concept already. So actually, like, this is actually really simple redstone. I was surprised at how simple it is. I had to figure this part out because this wasn't in the tutorial. I had to use a torch here as my input, but it's two comparators and a bunch of redstone. That's it. No, that's totally fair, Jen. I was just surprised once I got started, like, okay, you have two comparators and you have all the redstone. That's it. Once you understand the basics of redstone, once you wrapped your head around that, like, it took me forever to understand what a comparator did. And the fact that there's subtract mode. that was wild to me. I mean, a comparator, all it really measures, right? This has like revolutionized my knowledge of redstone, I believe. Yeah. All a comparator does is just measure that there's something in here. It measures a redstone signal. So like if I put something in the chest, it turns on. Take something out of the chest, it turns off. So, and once I understood that, it's like, okay, now there's subtract mode, which it's measuring this side, and blah 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 blah. Subtract modes are definitely an interesting mode, but that's why I had so much trouble with JavaScript in college. I mean, this is a very, very different. It is the same brain kind of thing, but it is very different from even programming languages. So we can see it in real time here, the XNOR gate. So what happens is, I can use the daytime as an example. Both of these are off right now. Piston goes down if this is being powered. Right now I turn the daylight sensor, I uninverted the daylight sensor, so now it's that it's daytime. Daylight sensor sends a signal down to the redstone, which then, since one of these is on, now this is off. This transfer signal is off. If I were to turn this back on, turn the lever on, now this redstone signal is off. If I power both of them, the piston is on. This is the mechanism that raises and lowers our gate. So, yeah, hopefully you're doing well, Signing Stand. Hopefully you're doing well. Welcome in. We're just going over this lovely thing called redstone. And particularly, we're going over an XNOR gate. I did this past week to fix my gate here. So, I'm very happy with how this has turned out. So, the goal for today is going to be getting a lot of these materials. I already have a lot of this. I already have the terracotta. I've been working on the deep slate bricks and a lot of the deep slate stuff. I do not have enough knowledge to build a computer in Minecraft, I can tell you that. Not even close. So we need leaves. We need the stripped oak logs. So we're gonna be stripping a lot of oak. We need oak fences for sure. I think a lot of the other stuff I've already gotten. We need a lot of the oak, and we need leaves. Oh, we need the trapdoors too. So we may get the materials for this together today, but I'm really focused on the walls here. I want to get these materials together so we can get started. So I'm thinking Wednesday, maybe Wednesday stream, we start building this. So that's the idea. Let's see. So I think I got the slabs. It's just the oak that we need there. Once built an AL unit program called Diglog at university. Recommend locations that I have. I could build one with redstone too. Probably. I mean, redstone's basically circuitry, so you can build pretty much anything with it. It's incredibly versatile. But I do like the fact that in everything related to this hardcore world, I'm trying to do a lot more things that are like my own design, which is so much more complex, more difficult, but it feels a lot more rewarding when I actually do, like this whole gate idea, right? I wanted this thing to open and close when it turns nighttime or when it turns daytime, and be able to open and close it either way, right? There we go. I didn't look up anything for that other than how to make an XNOR gate in Minecraft. Everything else I did on my own. I had the concept, like I found the right redstone tool for it, and it fits into an overall build. Like I'm actually like, this is the kind of thing that I want to focus more on in this game, is doing stuff like this that I otherwise, 5 years ago would never have even tried. Even though I had some of the training to do it, I would never have tried it. Nothing this seemingly complex. So yeah, my biggest worry is not being able to overwrite it, which is why I have this override switch. I might try to figure out a different place to put this switch maybe, or some kind of building to put here, or like a little, like, I don't know, something else to put here maybe. I can't put it on this wall, unfortunately, just with the length of the redstone. I mean, I could potentially, we'll see. We'll see. You can override yours with an axe. Yeah, that works too. There's no lever on this side, I will say. So I can't, like, from the outside get in, but when I'm inside, I can change it. So at least gives me somewhat of a manual override, so I don't have to. You know what actually might make more sense? Maybe not. If I put pressure plates right here, right? Instead of having a lever here, right? In theory, oh, that's not gonna work. Actually, will if I do this. I'm gonna put a repeater. I'm gonna put a nope. I think. There we go. That doesn't do what I want it to do. Does it? No, that's not what I want it to do. I want it to be up during the night, which means that needs to be switched. I might need. I like this where it's at right here, though. I could put it a little further back. So daytime, I want it to be down, right? That way during the daytime. But I can't turn it. I could do this. Oh, you know what? I can still do that. That wouldn't be great for daytime, though. I'm trying to think of, like, if I'm running with a horse through here, right, and it's nighttime, wouldn't it be nice to just... It's not enough time there. Or actually, what all I have to do here is do that. It's faster. It's not quite fast enough. Might just still leave the lever. I'm trying to think of, like, if I'm riding a horse through here, it would be cool if I could just. Ooh. I have an idea. Hold on. We're not gonna do that. Okay. Nope. Trying to think, like, if I'm riding a horse, you know, what I could do is do that. That's in the ground, though. My original thought was that. That doesn't trigger anything. See. That cuts that off, in theory. Doesn't actually. But it does work. Okay. So I could still have a lever. Oh no, I can't there. Well, I could have it here. That turns it on. Right, so if I'm like galloping through here. And I do this. It's too quick. So just shoot it while I'm right here. Then I can get through easily. Just by shooting a target block. I like that. Actually like that quite a lot. I don't have to flip a lever as well. Like I can just shoot something. And that would be easy to do on horseback, right? If I'm like galloping through here, take out my bow. Make it through. Easy peasy. Okay. I think we're good there. Let's stop messing around. Let's start getting some materials. So I need wood and I need leaves. And that's really it. I gotta make trapdoors. I gotta make fences. I gotta make planks. I gotta get stripped. Lots and lots of stripped oak. So we're gonna do that. It's gonna be fun. I believe, let's see, here. Actually, might have some over here. I should have a bunch of oak right here. I do. But I did also get a bunch of oak over here. So last weekend, it must have been last weekend. No, it was last stream. I spent some time and I cleared out this entire witch farm perimeter of trees. So there's no more oak here. All the swamp trees are gone. Did a little bit of work over here. And I put the oak wood down here in one of these shulkers. This area is beautiful, beautiful over here as well. One of my goals for this year is to get this witch farm done. Not the perimeter itself, but just have a basic witch farm. We need it. Pretty desperately, to be honest. There we go. So we've got a whole bunch of oak wood there. Pretty easy to get what we need out of that. I'm gonna do probably 9. I'll do a row full of stripped oak. So we'll get some stripped. We'll get some. We'll make some fences. Make our trapdoors. We'll get our leaves. I think it was last time. I did this between streams. So if those who were here last time won't have seen it. But there used to be a floating island up here that I got rid of. Finished getting rid of. This place is amazing. I need to tear down a lot of this area over here. But Happinesses. Let's not die, please. Armor in here. Put Kevin on because we're gonna be in the overworld for a little while today. So let's get to resource stuff. I think here it's probably a good place for us to set up shop. Do I have a crafting bench? I gotta have a crafting bench over here. Got one right here. I will before we actually work, maybe not before, but as part of working on the Twitch farm, we'll have to clear out a lot of this landmass area. Either slab it, or I think what I'm gonna do is just put everything down to like the water level. Potential. Well, I could also just torch spam it. Maybe not the best path, but it is a path. Give me you. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. We're gonna be stripping all of these. Oh, and I need to strip as I go. This will make it a lot easier. So I'll place a stack, strip a stack, strip a stack, strip stack, football. Strip a stack, and then I will chop down a stack after we built these towers, and that'll give us all the, honestly I think it'll give us all the stripped oak that we'll need, and we have haste as well. So ooh, we got a new recipe. Shelves, yes, do love me some shelves. I might show it today just so people have an idea, but Zach showed me that as a using shelves is a pretty neat trick for railings, which is interesting. I can hear all the mobs below me. I'd contemplated doing some of that today. I've got some creative building to do for something that I'm working on with Zach, but I had more of an idea of what I wanted to do in this world today, so that's why we ended up here. But yeah, hopefully everyone's doing well today. I was talking a little bit earlier about all the weather we have today. It's still snowing, well, sleeting, something. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's a wintry mix. Sleet is not fun. Do not recommend. Snow is much better. Nice, light, powdery snow. 10 out of 10. It was beautiful to shovel this morning. Until I got down to the end of our driveway where plow had already come through. Snow plow. Because then it was like a foot of snow or something that I was having to shovel. Yeah, for the most part, we're trying to stay indoors. Don't want to be going outside. No, thank you. Whoop. No outdoors for me, please. We got up at like 7:30. I started shoveling, I think it's 7:30 this morning. So I got up a little bit before that. It was about 7:30. Only took like an hour, half an hour to an hour, something like that, to shovel this morning. From a distance, the shulkers on the wall look like a train on a track. Yeah, that is my perimeter boundary. It is almost like a little train track there. Went out to get more firewood, and that's the extent of my going outside. Fun fact, our house does not have a fireplace. I didn't really think about it when we were buying it until after we moved it. I was like, we don't have a fireplace. Wood burning or gas. it's odd because like most of the houses in our neighborhood have chimneys, so they typically have wood burning fireplaces. We're one of the few, definitely I think the only one on this part of our street who we don't have a chimney. It makes you think like when the original person who owned the home built the home, why didn't they build a fireplace? Yeah, we have a furnace, central heat, basically. Yeah, it's like what, like, I was thinking about it again more recently because it's like, what happens if the heat goes out? Like, if you have a wood burning fireplace, you get firewood and you put it in the fireplace and you burn wood. And that's how you stay warm. But for us, it's like, if our heat goes out, like, we got nothing. So we're also finding out that our house is not particularly well insulated from the cold. Which is fun. Oh, so I have powerful fireplace blowers, true. Chimney's blocked up now. I have fireplaces with grates, but just for decoration. Oh, yeah, I think Emma's parents, their chimney's blocked up now as well. A lot of people are doing that. But we are finding out that our floors are not particularly well insulated. I'll tell you that, because our bedroom and her office are above the garage, and it is ice cold in the morning in those rooms. It is horrible. It's like waking up in a freezer. Like, especially when you're waking up and it's like 10 degrees outside. The rest of the house is fine, but it just means that the floors aren't particularly well insulated. Because like, we have, this house has three full bathrooms in it. So we have our own like ensuite bathroom. There's a bathroom we're on the top floor. There's 2 floors. The bottom floor has a full bathroom, but then there's the full bathroom that's the hall bath upstairs. And it is amazing being in that bathroom because it's like the first few months that we've had the heat on here, I was like, are the floors heated? No, it's the fact that our furnace is the utility closet with all of our stuff in it. The central AC, central heat, hot water heater, all of it is directly below the bathroom, and it's blowing hot air up into the floorboards. Like there's literally a section that's blowing, that's not blowing into like the floor necessarily, but since it's right there, in order to get the heat to go across the house, basically they have a long, I don't even know what it's called, air duct maybe, I don't know, that goes throughout the length of the house, and so it blows heat up into the air ducts, and the place where it's blowing straight up is right underneath of the bathroom. So I'm like, okay. It kind of works as a heated floor. I was exploring our utility closet yesterday because I was curious. Some of our utilities, some of those mechanisms are pretty old, so I know they'll have to be replaced eventually. Some of them have gotten maintenance over the years. I think the central AC is only a couple years old. Our central AC is electric, but our furnace is gas. Central heat is gas, natural gas powered. So the AC unit was replaced a couple years ago. The hot water heater was replaced like 6 or 7 years ago. No, 7 or 8 years ago. So it's getting up there. I've noticed some things with our hot water not quite being hot for very long. So, but then like the furnace itself, yeah, it's old for a water heater. I noticed that because it was installed in 2018 based on what's like listed on there. Yeah, I've noticed some things with the hot water heater, and then the furnace, like the heating system. It says it was originally installed in 2003. So that was 23 years ago now. They've replaced parts in it over the years. They've done maintenance on it. But it's been going for like 23 years. I'm like, oh my gosh. So our utility company pretty much has the monopoly around here in Maryland is BGE, Baltimore Gas and Electric. And they're the ones who originally installed it. BGE Home installed it, so I was gonna call them at some point and have them start doing regular maintenance on it again. Have them come out. In part because this is the first winter we've been in this house, and so this is the first time, last few months is the first time we've turned on the heat while we've been here, because we moved in May. So this is the first time we've turned on the heat, which is gas powered, and then our electric bill was fine. A little expensive at times, but it was generally fine. You get the heating bill in the winter months, especially because we keep the house fairly warm, so that Emma doesn't that way she's not shivering all day. And it's beyond expensive. So I am wondering if there's parts of that setup that can be replaced to make things more efficient, save us some gas. It's also possible we have to replace the whole system at some point. I don't know, but perks of being a homeowner. I have a combi boiler, does the heating and the hot water. Oh, combo boiler. Okay, does the heating and the hot water. It heats the water as it goes through the pipe, so I don't run out of hot water. That's what I thought hot water heaters did. But we've had a couple of instances where the water isn't getting nearly as hot as it should be. So I'm pretty sure is what it's supposed to be doing is just heating the water. It just may not be doing a good enough job of heating the water anymore. But the person who owned this home before us was lived by himself for the last 8 years or something. I think it was 8 years. It was a while. And he was old. He was pretty old. He was the original owner of this home. So he lived here for 55 years? No. 70. Yeah, 55 years. Roughly 54, 55 years. So he maintained everything. I say maintain. He called somebody. What I understand, the original owner of this home was not very savvy with even how to use a screwdriver. So we've heard. So he would always call people to help him, or he'd hire people, or whatever it is. So there are parts of this house that need some help. There are some parts of the house that essentially this house was sold in an estate sale, and then the guy who bought it was a flipper, and then he flipped it. I've told that story before. Let's do this. But they made a lot of upgrades to it. The flipper did. So there's a lot less that we've had to do. We'll see how much a new hot water heater costs. That's probably something that we're gonna have to do in the next year or two. So far, we're still getting pretty hot water, and it's very hot water. I'll tell you that. When it's hot, it's hot. So I think there's a little dial on the hot water heater that we can turn. I've looked at it. I'm like, I feel like it's on the right setting though, but. We just got a new one last year. Do you remember how much it cost? I'll have to look it up. And you can also just say expensive. I'm betting it was expensive. I'm actually going to get, I think, a few more of these. gonna do these stacks, I think, as well. I honestly don't remember. I'll have to look it up. It's not bad enough to the point where we're like, okay, we need a new hot water heater. It's just something that I've noticed. It's like the water is getting hot. It's just not staying hot for as long as you would expect. So. I'm surprised that the furnace has lasted as long as it has. It's a unit. It's pretty good. I replaced the filter on it recently too, so it should be working a little better. But I guess it also depends on how big of a hot water heater you get too. Okay, it's not nearly as bad as I thought it was. Okay. Whew. It's not as bad as I thought it was. From what I was looking up, a new hot water heater is like anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000 or $4,000 for a traditional tank. I think there's other. There's tankless systems that are more expensive. I'd have to figure out what we have, if we have an electric tank or a natural gas powered tank. I don't think we have a heat pump for a hot water heater. I'll have to go look. But that's cheaper than I thought it was gonna be, because a lot of times like home appliances can be pretty expensive. The 2-gallon one, it's pretty useless. I don't know how big ours is. I should know that. But 2 gallons seems small. Just bought a new washer. Washers can get, I guess they're kind of like hot water tanks in terms of price. They're a little cheaper though. Washers and dryers. They actually are quite a bit cheaper, depending upon the model. We got a slightly more expensive washer and dryer combo. So ours were a little more expensive. When you have a lot of dishes to wash at work, 2 gallons is not enough. True. See, like I don't even think ours is 2 gallons. I thought it was like 3 or 4 at least, but we're gonna subsidize heat pumps here along with other heating installation upgrades. Incentivize people to get the upgrades, I guess. It is good to stay on top of that when you can. I think ours is 30. I'll have to think. I'll go look after stream and put it in Discord maybe. Because I could also just be way off. It could be like we have a 30-gallon tank or something. I don't know. I have no idea how big ours is. So I'll go look after stream. Because again, that's something that I should just know, to be honest. Okay, they're below us. All right. We need trapdoors. Including landlords, which benefits me as a renter. There's a 15 billion pound fund for it. I read in the news. Nice. Oh, it's 40 gallons. That was close. Now I'm curious how big ours is. Because part of it might also just be if we don't have a big enough tank. I don't know. It's in, like, we have a, like I was saying earlier, we have a utility closet. I don't know if this is normal or not. From what I remember from when I was a kid, I think it's fairly normal, but like our hot water tank and AC unit are all like together. So I enjoy peering around in that area as well. Just because it's like the only part of our house that isn't finished. So you can actually see some like the inside of the house. At least you can see the 2x4s. It's also where our city water comes into the house, which is always interesting to see that. It's where our main water shutoff valve is. It's where like the shutoff valve for like our exterior water spigots is. So, well, I say spigots. There's only one that we could find. There's supposed to be 2 exterior like water spigots on our home, one in the front, one in the back. The back doesn't have anything on it. The front one's broken, which we need to fix. The back one doesn't have anything on it, and we can't find a shutoff valve for that one. And when the home inspector came through, he's like, "Yeah, I don't know." He couldn't find it. He found the front one easily. He couldn't find the back one. So, and I've looked around and I can't find the back one either. So I have no idea where it is or if it even exists. Our back one doesn't even have a nozzle on it. Or like a, what are the things called? Has no way to turn it on or off from the outside anyways. The front one at least does, it's broken. The back one doesn't even have anything. It's just, I don't even know what it's for. So all kinds of little things that, you know, as we've been here now for 9 months, almost eight to 9 months, I think. The more you learn. So we'll keep learning about a place, improving it. The one in the front is behind the boxwood. The boxes are huge. Yeah, gotta be careful where the plants are for sure. Our front one is right next to our garage. It's like at the driveway. So it's the easiest one to get to. Sounds good, signing stand. Hopefully it's turned out well. Oh yeah, yellow jacket nest in it one year. Nice. I'm really afraid of what... We have lampposts along our road. And I'm very afraid of one of the lampposts. The one that's like right next to our house. Or no, it's across the street actually. Of there being something inside the lamppost. Because all kinds of spider webs. There's a hole in the side of the lamppost. I think for maintenance. There's no cover on it. I do not want to stick my hand in there and see if there's anything in there. I have no idea what could be in there, but whatever it is cannot be good. If there's anything in there. Fingers crossed that there's not. Yeah. Fun times. Apparently I took the crafting table with me, but it's fine. Just keep it with us. We'll go get some leaves. Oh yeah, I've seen horrible things come in stoplight poles and such where the maintenance store is. Yeah. Yeah. I don't even want to think about it. Okay, we'll just take this with us. So I just stay away from it. Saw one where a squirrel stored a ton of nuts. It's a good place to, you know, that's smart by the squirrel. No one wants to stick their hand in there. If you know it's safe, you know. You gotta make sure it's safe, but if you know it's safe. Useless. Rainbow. I think that's all the materials that we needed. If I remember correctly. We have a bunch of terracotta already. Some of these details I don't... Oh, we need the cracked deep slate bricks. That's what we need. But I mean the rest of this. We've got all of these. We just need the cracked deep slate bricks. Oh, we need lanterns maybe. Oh, okay. Lanterns. Okay. So lights. We need lanterns, glowstone. Let me write these down. Lanterns, glowstone, white carpets. We're pretty close though. Something else I was forgetting. I don't care about this stuff yet. We'll be building just the aesthetics first, and I'll dig underground for the rest of it. And then the cracked deep slate bricks. I keep forgetting I can bring you downstairs with me on the mobile, so I'm still here. It's convenient, isn't it? I do it with my phone. I'll sometimes, I mean, I'll be watching a lot of stuff on my iPad a lot of times, which is nice. But it's not a ton I need for this water fountain, to be honest. Wait, is this? Oh, this is all flowing. I don't want that. It's like, wait a second. So in order to make this fountain, we're gonna need frog lights, and I think that'll be a good excuse to make a frog light farm. That's good. For the pathway here, we can do this as well. We're gonna need cobblestone. Gonna need tough. We're gonna need smooth stone, not smooth stone, just regular stone. And andesite. It's enough to get us going. I'm gonna take this with us, and we're gonna get one more shulker box. It's gonna be for our path blocks. Oh, you know what? All of you. You are gonna become my deep slate bricks. We need to find stone cutter. I think there's one down here. So I moved it. Can never have enough deep slate bricks. They'll tell you that. Not for this build. Okay. Just double check before I smelt these. I don't think we have any others. We got a whole bunch of those. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna put these into our furnace setup, which is down here. I believe it's this top level? No, the blast furnace is here. Smoker. Regular furnace. coal before we do any of this. Wait. This isn't the wrong one. Interesting. Because this feeds the back. We want these up here. There we go. Okay. I think the cracked went there and the regular went there. That's right. You finished your storage house on Hightail? Nice. Pics in the Discord. Smile. Maybe? Go get some coal this way. That's not fun. There we go. Got to, I think. Do we need more coal? Can I trade for coal? Or do I trade coal for emeralds? It would be nice if I could trade for coal. What's up, Zach? How's it going? Me? What did I do? What did I do? I promise I do not know the Muffin Man who lives on Drury Lane. I also didn't steal anybody's socks. That's Bailey's job, not mine. Oh, that's true. I do have my Wither Skeleton farm. Okay, I haven't moved anything in it yet. Just finished the main structure. We'll still be interested in seeing it. Yeah, it should, I should go check the Wither Skeleton farm. That would be the wisest thing to do. I've got some coal here I can use for now, but that would be, if I was a smart cookie, that's what I would do. I'm not a smart cookie though. I try, but not good enough. I use it for fuel. I mean, I know there's easy ways of, like, easier things to use for fuel, but I'm using it for fuel in my furnaces right now. Oh. Down here. See my wonderful, beautiful setup here? My furnaces. My furnace. They're beautiful, aren't they? They are indeed the best. We are smelting deep slate. Let's go. All end up in. Oh, I got glass in there. Okay, but the proper term is ferni. That is the correct term for multiple ferni. It's ferni. Yeah, that's like obviously the right thing to say. Feel wise, I end up with plenty of lava from just 3 cauldrons in my storage. Lava's a good one. Fill it up. Fill it up. I love this smelter. My favorite. Google says furnaces. Google is wrong. I mean, do you see their AI now? Wrong. Sometimes Google AI is okay. Sometimes it's wrong, though. We're moving to a society where wrong is accepted as right and right is accepted as wrong. Sag. Thank you, AI. Very cool. There we go. All my years, I've never built a more substantial smelter than the 2 furnace setup with 3 double chests. I need plenty of something I tend to know ahead of time and just pop it in to work whilst doing other things. I like having this to be able to smelt things faster. That way I don't have to pre-plan, you know? Okay, I think we're out. Yeah. Look at that. Got 2 stacks of cracked deep slate sitting right here. I've used this for glass quite a bit. Moves very quickly. I love this build as well. If you haven't seen this before, if you have seen it, want a reminder. So there's 2 ways to get into my furnace setup. It's a bit off center, but I like it. There's this platform where we can fly in via Elytra. Then there's this staircase. It's linked to the storage system. This is basically a spawn mountain, aka my main base. So then I have this other staircase which goes down to a portal. It's all coming together very well. Sorry, I sneezed. Welcome to winter. Okay, what do we need? So while that's going, we need lanterns and we need glowstone, for sure. Then we need path stuff. I can get the path stuff on up here. And we'll get some tough and we'll get some andesite, and that should be good. Thank you, Jen. Speaking of glass, I need to stock up again. Used a fair bit lately with the Froglight farm. Glass, subtly underrated how much glass we use. I'm gonna get another stack of andesite, and then I'm gonna get tough. This dragon's ready to watch TV with me. Sorry, but she outranks you. Oh no, I get that. Don't worry about it. I appreciate you being here for a little bit, Zach. Always appreciate it. Have a good time with Mrs. Dragon. There we go. I think it's around here somewhere. It's right here, isn't it? 1, 2, 3. This is enough path blocks for me. Gives me what I need. So path blocks. White carpets, lanterns, glowstone. All that stuff should be down here.
Hello.
Who dat? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Ogite, maybe? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Welcome in. Ogate, maybe? It's probably a better pronunciation. Apologies if I messed up your name badly. It's very possible that I did. Either way, welcome in. It's a free service I provide, messing up people's names. Let's see. White carpets. Where's my wool? Where is my wool? It's over here. Every barrel. Thank you. Very cool. Just in case. I'm at least getting a, kind of a starter amount of blocks. Go in here. Posted. I gotta go look. That's better. We're gonna reorganize these shulkers. I'm gonna go to sleep. We're gonna say fight it with her, but we might have enough eggs to spawn some chickens. Poison them. Poison? I believe it's poison. And get some wither roses out of it. That would be a nice thing to do today. Keep working on that. Okay. Let's go check. Welcome to the Wither Skeleton Farm perimeter. Making some great progress here. I've been very happy with the progress here. Looks even better in shaders because we can see the whole perimeter. You can actually see all of the progress. Okay. bones. Whoa. That's a lot of coal. Leave a little bit there. That is actually a lot of coal. That's pretty good. Whoa. You know what I should do actually before we leave? A brilliant idea. Let's get the... Ooh, we got another skull. Look at us. Got 4 skulls now. You know, a crafting table would be a good thing. Agreed, Diagonal. Getting some wither skeletons while we're down here too. It's over here. There we go. I might have one in here already. I might have an extra one just kind of lying around. I do. Look at me. Under valuables, I wanted to stick the skulls in here. Thank you. Any more skulls? Nope. Okay. Speaking of skulls. That timing. Got another one. Look at us. Look at us go. Not even trying. It's amazing what happens when you have all the farms created that you need. Nudging myself to make more farms because we need the materials. I think if we... I want to put this. I think we just want to put this maybe here. Let's do that. So we have one here. Just kind of waiting. See if we got another one. Wouldn't even be down here. It would be up here because we don't have enough. Okay, we don't have any more. Nada. But I'm very happy with that. That's very nice. I like it. Another one? Oh. Okay. But we have 5 skulls now. So if we have enough eggs, we can go get ourselves some more wither roses pretty easily. And get another beacon. And put up another beacon in here. That would be nice. The more beacons, the merrier. The more beacons, the faster things go. Really. Because I'm not fighting over moving beacons around. Would be nice. Okay. Need to fix that farm at some point. We haven't had a huge need for gold though, to be honest. It's a nice XP farm, but I've got the Enderman farm. That's what I've kind of found out is like I only need 1 XP farm. I need a bunch of mob farms or a bunch of like material farms or drop farms, but I only need 1 XP farm. Hey Vapo, how's it going? Hopefully you're doing well today. Hopefully everyone is enjoying their days, staying warm, especially if you're in an area like I am, which is getting snow right now. It is still snowing outside. Well, I say snow, it's probably sleet. It's been sleeting. It's kind of a mix. Yeah, we're still here. We're still here in the same world. It'll be 5 years in February. So, pretty excited about that. Actually, we need to go this way. Maybe there's some crafting benches over here. Here we go. slowly chipping away at different things in this world. So I can reuse this target block in a little bit. Where did I miss it? There we go. I forget what day in February it is, but it was February 2021 where I uploaded the first video from this world. Just kind of kicked off everything, so. I'll give you a picture of what we're doing. We've had this frame here for a long time for a castle build, and so we've been getting the materials together today because I've been designing it in creative. So we've got all these materials lined up to build this castle, and the design, I at least started it. So we'll be using terracotta, a lot of deep slate-esque blocks, different variations of deep slate, stripped oak, some leaves. This is what it looks like without shaders. This is what it looks like with shaders. Obviously with shaders it looks better because shaders. Everything looks better in shaders. Though we'll be building this fountain at some point. I don't actually know what I want to do for the base of this fountain, other than just literally do that all the way around. But could also literally just do this. Ooh. There we go. It's a base. I really love these frog lights, I'll tell you that. They are beautiful. I wonder if I could do... Kind of seems a little weird, but... That's not bad. So I kind of designed little bits of it as I go. Could also just do the deep slate tiles on the bottom instead of these bricks here. I think I actually like that better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I didn't know if I would like these jungle trapdoors when I first used them. They're not bad. But yeah, this palette in general, it's different. It's a mixture of a whole bunch of different ages of blocks as well. You know, you've got old school terracotta, you've got new school deep slate. I say new school, it's newer school at this point. Somewhere in the middle is stripped oak. The newer azalea leaves. So. And I put glowstone here. I mean, ideally this would be probably... Actually, I like the glowstone. I really like these frog lights though as well, which we do not have a frog light farm. This is gonna push me to get one. It's a good mixture. So this is eventually what we're gonna be building. And then I have this here. This is also another future build for my nether portal room. So we'll be using some spruce there, oak, and stone. I think there's some bamboo in this build as well. This is a much further down the line build, but I quite like it. It reminds me, I tried to do something on a much larger scale to this in like 2015, 2016. Not for an end portal room, but for like a base design. Didn't really work out. I mean, it kind of worked out. But we got brick and granite, of course, in it as well, because none of my builds are complete without some kind of brick and granite. So that's what we have on the horizon. I use the creative world as a test world. Kind of play around with different things. Been playing around with some redstone. I showed it off at the beginning of the stream as well. Been playing around with some redstone there as well. So mixing in a little bit of everything. That's one of the areas I've talked about it a little bit last year, and then I've talked about it some this year as well. Is I want to get more into designing kind of my own redstone things and my own farms as well. In order to design my own farms, I need to get better at redstone. So I think we're going to spend a little bit of time now, because you know me and I love my digging, over here at the witch farm. It's been really nice to be over here recently, because I've been over here off stream and off camera as well. Just kind of, it's just nice and soothing to be over here. Put something up, spend an hour just kind of digging. It's pretty nice. So I think we'll spend a little bit of time over here. The nice thing about custom farms is the fact that it's something that you made and then you like understand it as well. It's one of the pieces of feedback I guess I've gotten from some content I put out, is like the stuff I get the most feedback on, and in particular the most positive feedback on, is stuff that I've made myself. My Guardian farm in this world, for example, which you might remember, it's a custom Guardian farm. Like I designed it myself, I built it myself. It's not like a super efficient Guardian farm. You're gonna find much more efficient ones online, or people who are much smarter than me have built, but it's mine. I understood the mechanics behind it. I designed it myself, I built it myself, and it fits what I need it to do. So, and I've gotten a ton of feedback on that. I mean, that short in particular, I still get comments on, and it's been out for a few years now, I think. When did that short come out? I still get feedback on it that's like, wow, that's amazing. Like you built your own Guardian farm. That's really cool. How did you do that? When did that? When did it come out? Community. I can't find it right now, apparently. Two years ago. It came out. Oh, yeah, 2 years ago. But it's been pretty amazing to see that response, and not only that, but just as I've gotten more into the game, more experience in the game. I mean, I've been playing this game now for 12 years on PC. It'll be 12 years. Actually, it's 12 years today, I think. January 25th, 2014, I believe, is when I bought the game. We're pretty close to that. It's just a lot more fulfilling for me to make my own stuff now. It takes a lot more time, is kind of the thing, right? If you're trying to progress quickly, then, you know, finding a design for something's going to be a lot more efficient. But if you have the time, building your own stuff's really cool. Correct. I don't have any totems. No totems. We're at what? How many days is this now? 3,357. Which is not a whole lot for almost 5 years, but it's a bunch of days. It's over 700 and like, I don't know, 80, 770 something hours in game. So that's quite a bit of time. It's not as much as you might expect for a world that's been around for 5 years. For a variety of reasons. But yeah, it's not, I mean, It started off as like I don't want to use totems because for a number of reasons, the main one of which being that I just didn't want to. It gives more of a challenge if you don't use them. To me, I feel an extra sense of, I guess, accomplishment by having made it this far without being saved by a totem, you know. At this point, it's more that like I just don't have any totems. Even if I had some, I don't know if I would really use them, but I just don't have any. I don't have any in a chest somewhere or in a shulker box that I know of. Yeah, I don't have any. It would be in my valuables box if I had one. I don't have one in there. I have a 6-year world and popped 4 totems. Hate popping them. The world wouldn't really feel like hardcore and popping one every day, but I just can't play without them. I mean, that's totally fair. I've had a number of instances where it would have been useful to have had a totem. I could have taken a few more risks, you know, but one of the ways to avoid needing to pop a totem is to avoid risk for the most part. There's a few times where I either haven't been able to avoid it or things happen and you get sucked into a risky situation. But like I've been to a bastion, that's a riskier situation with piglin brutes, but I haven't gone to the deep dark in this world, as an example. I haven't been to a trial chamber, things like that. Well, you can survive for a long time, but in part without a totem, but it in part does require you taking less risk. So I spend a lot of time in the nether now, which some people would say is more risky because I can fall from a large height and die, or I can fall into lava and die. That's why we have fire resistance potions on us. We try to mitigate as much of the risk as I can. So put this away. When they added the netherite items, I was shivering my boots. I've got all the netherite stuff that I need now. This world started in 1.16, so this was before you needed to have the armor trim for it. So I was able to get all my netherite stuff before you needed that. It would definitely be more difficult now, for sure. When you totem pops in the bastions, you're deadly afraid of them. Yeah, bastion would be a good place for that. I have specifically avoided the deep dark because I do not want to have to deal with the warden. I've dealt with the warden not in this world when I played on an SMP, and it was not fun. I did not enjoy it. There's good loot that comes out of it, but I don't necessarily enjoy the warden fight. So I kind of stick to the things that I like doing, and that typically boils down to building farms or building buildings. So I don't do as much exploration, I guess. Hello. It's a cave. Warden 0 out of 10. I think it's fun if you like the exploration. You like that kind of challenge. You want to go fight something. I get it. I don't have any desire to go fight something. Not in this game. Let Minecraft be my comfort game. Come on now. So, and I can choose to avoid it, so I avoid it. Also, a lot of this terrain you're not going to find the deep dark really in, so. Dug a tunnel like a mole, digging one block at a time and snipe the chest, and no trim. How'd I go to a second bastion? Rip. Yeah, I don't even have armor trims in this world. I didn't even think about that. There's a number of things that are just like things that maybe eventually I'll go do, but they don't necessarily pique my interest. It's like if I can get them easily, cool, but like armor trims are a thing where it's cool, but doesn't necessarily pique my interest. Not enough to spend a dedicated amount of time to go look for it. I'll take a venture down there to get skeleton skulls sometime. I want to avoid fighting the warden though. Yeah. Avoid that as much as you can. Never been to an ancient city too, even with totems. I don't need the loot and I can't bother to take the risk. Building on my base is much more fun and safe. Yeah, absolutely. 100% agree with that. And the beauty about this game is you can play the game however you want. We talk about totems, right? But there are some people, like you've mentioned here, who really either feel like they need totems or really like totems. And I've elected not to. Because it's not a part of the game that I want to do. So it's a beautiful part about this game. You can play the game however you want. Excuse me, skeleton. That was really rude, buddy. Thank you. Definitely some mobs down here though, I'll tell you that. Somewhere. I don't know where. But they're down here somewhere. Yep. I know you. I think I don't know you. Okay, that's it. Building a lot of churches in my world. Each one needs its head of St. John the Baptist. You need to go get the skeleton skulls at some point. Yeah, it's totally fair. When you have a purpose, you know, it's like, I really want to do this thing, you know. That's also where I've been trying to with this world. When I'm thinking about what I'm doing next, molding what I'm doing to a purpose or an interest that I have. Rather than just saying, because I've said in the past before, like, oh, I need this farm. I need this to progress or something. But why? Why do I actually need it? Well, previously, at the end of last year, I built an egg farm, and I built an egg farm because I need the chickens. I need the eggs to get the chickens to get the wither roses to progress my wither skeleton farm. All right, well now I have a purpose. I have a reason to build this farm. So, and that's how I'm kind of attacking, I'd say, the next. Oop, here we go. The next bits of this world, right? We're working on the castle because the castle is the next iteration. It's what I'm interested in, but it's the next iteration of my build, everything that I'm building in the main spawn area. Okay, well, what do I need for that? Well, one of the things that we saw earlier today is that what I've designed the water fountain to be is I'm going to need frog lights. Okay, so one of the next things is that I'm going to need to build a frog light farm because I'm going to need the frog lights in order to build. Or when it comes to the witch farm, I mentioned that I want to do this sooner rather than later, particularly for the gunpowder, I believe. Pretty sure you get gunpowder from witches. Just check myself before I wreck myself. Gunpowder, yeah. Why do I need that? Because it takes up a lot of time for me to go to my mob farm and have to kill stuff. So if I can have a witch farm that gives that to me, it opens up a lot of doors. So your world starts to have lore the more you progress. Yep. You have to start off with the basics. How do I survive? How do I get to the next stage? How do I get the next advancement? And then from there it becomes, okay, what do I want this world to be? What do I need to build to get there? And along the way, you're going to build farms. You're going to have to build farms unless you want to spend a lot of time mining resources to get there. So that's exactly right. I have also made it a point to build more farms because I have been spending too much time trying to get resources. So I need to make farms so I can spend more time doing other things. Yeah, I don't need the glowstone as much. The redstone is definitely nice. I won't have to go mining for redstone anymore. You know, I don't use a ton of glowstone, so. The redstone I'm starting to use more, for sure. The Wither Skeleton farm. Why did I build a Wither Skeleton farm? Well, the number one thing that can help you with, other than building farms in a world, is having the ability to do things quicker. Like actually physically do things quicker. And so having more beacons means that I can mine quicker, I can run quicker, I can have regen, so I don't really think about having to, like, the death part of hardcore as much because I'll have regen everywhere. So the Wither Skeleton farm was a big project because, one, I have a thought in my head as to the kind of build that I would do. But two, because beacons. The more beacons, the merrier. So that's why that's been like a big focus of this world for the last like 6 months. And I'm doing a whole big old perimeter build there, and I've always wanted to do a perimeter, and so that's been a large focus of my time. We're doing this right now just because I wanted a break. I mentioned it last stream as well, but one of the great things about solo worlds is that, and one of the things to keep you interested in single player worlds is having multiple projects going on, and this is just one of those multiple projects that I have. So if I don't feel like digging in the nether, I can come dig in the overworld. The witch farm, I do want to make a perimeter build for the witch farm as well, which is why I'm doing this. Hey Mystic, hopefully you're doing well. Welcome in, welcome in. I had a 2-year break from the world, but I had like 4 farms, and last year alone I built 10 farms. Nice. I am notoriously bad at building farms, as in I do not build enough. So I have a goal this year. If any of you have seen my I do my New Year's resolution goals video every year. One of my goals there is to build 6 farms this year, which is probably more farms than I have in the world to begin with. What do I have? I have a mob farm, the Wither Skeleton farm, I have an iron farm. Do you count the villager breeder as a farm technically? Actually, I have more than 6. I do have quite a few farms in here. I built sugarcane and melon and pumpkin farms a little while ago. I don't know if I've ever built 6 farms in 1 year. That would probably be a record for me, but for this world. I've built 6 farms in a year before, just I don't think I've done that in this world. Am I doing? I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? I think it's gonna let up a little bit. Either that or it's turning to freezing rain now, which would not be good. But we are trudging through the snowstorm here in Maryland, so. As of this morning, we had, last time measured was like 7 inches of snow at, well, I don't know what time that was, 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. It all turned to sleet, and so I went outside earlier to take my dog out and put my hand in the snow, and it was like sand coming out of my hand. Like it was just pellets of ice, which is what sleet is. So it was nice shoveling this morning because it was 6 or 7 inches of just like light, fluffy, easy to lift snow. When I go outside after today's stream to shovel a lot of the rest of it, it's going to not be that fun, unfortunately. Because I started shoveling a little bit earlier and it was heavy. Like an inch of snow was heavier than the 6 inches of snow that I was shoveling earlier. So it's unfortunate, but Thankfully, this storm is not nearly as bad as it was predicted to be. Thankfully. Because this could have been worse. So it's supposed to stop by like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. The freezing rain does scare me a little bit. Freezing rain is some of the worst. Like, I'd rather have a foot of snow or 2 feet of snow than have freezing rain and sleet. But it's at least not a 1.5 to 2 feet of snow and freezing rain and sleet, so. But this overpowered warped farm on my world and never ever regretted it. I have double chests of wood now. Also see all the big YouTubers built it and shows how good the design is. Nice. The key with farms is to build things that are going to be the most useful to you. Whatever you can do earlier on to give you the biggest bang for your buck, as the phrase goes, but the biggest impact. Hey, if I can build a farm that gives me all the wood that I need, and I can go take that and spend my time, you know, building things or building other farms and then multiply what I'm doing, the better. I am not on Afterlife anymore. No, I left back in September. I think I left before they started season 6. Start playing again after years. Right now trying to turn most of my farms automatic. I want a Japanese style build. Nice. Automatic farms. The more you can automate, the better. The older I get, the more of a fan I am of automating pretty much everything. Because it enables you to do what you actually want to do, right? Like, if I'm automating certain farms, leave manual the things that you want to have manual. Like, I think I'm going to have a manual tree farm. I like cutting down trees. I honestly do like cutting down trees. So I will probably have more of a manual tree farm. But, hey, if I can turn, I don't know, the sugarcane farm that I have fully automated. Not only is it easy to automate, but I don't want to have to sit here and punch sugarcane, you know? So, the more you can automate, the better. Most Japanese builds only look good with specific blocks. I mean, there are specific block palettes that, or color palettes that lend better to certain types of builds for sure. Was it because you have other plants? It was time, like, and it was in a season 5. I was kind of at a point where I just thought it was the best move for me moving forward to leave. So the good thing is that it enables me to spend, I was spending a lot of time on Afterlife. It enables me to spend a lot more time in this world and honing in on builds and whatnot that I want to do here. So, because I spent probably the majority of my time on Minecraft on this server versus this world. I only have so much time, so. There are still, you know, 1 or 2 other projects that I'm involved in, but one other project right now. Not Afterlife related. Let's see, put these in here. But it gives me time to work on this, so. So my plan this year is to really be working on this world. We've talked a little bit about Hytale here. That game just came out and everyone's very excited about it. I don't really have plans on playing Hytale. I mean, I might eventually just try it out, but my plan for this year has really been to focus on this world and make a lot of progress. All my goals related to this year are focused on this world. So a certain number of Minecraft days I want to play, a certain number of hours I want to play. I mean, we are at, oh gosh, what are we at right now? If I look at my statistics, we were at 31.6 days of playtime. We were at 758 hours of playtime. So that was about 10 or 20 hours too far ahead when I was talking about it earlier today. 758 hours. My goal is to hit 900 hours in this world this year. So, see how that goes. Yeah, 3,359 Minecraft days. We'll do a tour again. I always do a tour on YouTube every 500 days. So when we hit 3,500, we'll do a tour. Just to showcase everything that we've been doing. And the goal this year is roughly 3,800 days, Minecraft days total. May not seem like a lot, but we started at 3,300, roughly 3,310, I think. So that would mean 500 days, and what is that, 60 days a month? No, not 60. Whatever 500 divided by 12 is. I don't even know. If we did 50 days a month, we would get there in 10 months. Yeah, I sleep in the world. That helps you get there faster. I'm not focused on like, okay, I need to sleep X number of days or whatever to get there. I sleep whenever I need to. I don't sleep whenever I don't need to. Just play the game normally. So, but I do sleep in the world. Absolutely. I try to play the game just like anyone else would play the game. What I would consider a normal player. Yeah, I didn't want to stretch the goal too far, because I've had a goal of 3,500 days for the last like 3 years. We were talking about Afterlife a little bit. I spent so much time playing on Afterlife and or just not playing the game that I never hit those goals. So I figured, given where we're at now, how much time I'm dedicating, how many streams I'm planning on streaming twice a week, every week, or as many weeks as I can. I stream Sundays at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is what this stream is, and then I stream Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. 3,800 seemed like a reasonable amount of time. If we hit 4K, that would be amazing, but I'm not gonna make it a goal. Yeah, considering how much I stream, I think the way I calculated it was if I stream twice a week, I stream about 2 hours each time. So if I stream twice a week for 2 hours each time, that's 4 hours a week. Multiply that by 52. All right, 4 times 52, 208, is that right? 208 hours. In theory, if I played 4 hours every single week, which would far surpass my goal of 160 hours this year. So I was trying to set up goals where I'm like, okay, I can attain this year. And it should fit within what I've already planned on doing this year. Like in terms of like my schedule of how often I'm playing. And I've already surpassed even this month what I was expecting that I would be playing. Because I did all of those numbers, all of my goals, just based off of playing twice a week, 2 hours a week. Or twice a week, 2 hours each time. So 4 hours a week. But I've been playing twice a week, streaming twice a week for 2 hours each time, and then playing another hour or two a week, which puts me at 5 to 6 hours a week, which will get me to my goal quicker. I've also set up so that I now have like dedicated, I never did this before because I never needed to, but I now have dedicated like times, Thursdays in particular, from 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern, that I dedicate to just focusing on content, whether that's actually playing in the world, whether that's what I did this past week, which I spent a little bit of time like kind of recapping where we're at and recording some clips for the next video. I spent time the week before that writing down in my content journal, and my content journal is just a place where I put ideas for things. Really, I wrote down a stream tracker. Speaking of stream tracker, I need to go grab that. The goal, folks, is to track every single day the date of every single stream that I have this year in a notebook, because I found it difficult to keep track of which days I streamed previously. So today's the 25th. Okay, I wrote down on my stream tracker. We've now streamed 6 times this year. The 4th, the 11th, the 14th, the 18th, and the 21st. I skipped the 7th, 8th. I skipped the 7th, I believe. I play a little bit outside of streams. That's what I'm saying with like the content hours. Like I don't play. My time spent gaming is typically pretty constrained, so I have to set aside time to do it. 5 years ago, I didn't have to do that, but perks of being a adult with more responsibilities now. So like if I'm gonna get something done, I need to set aside time to do it. So versus like 5 years ago when I started this world, like I had no real responsibilities other than myself. So it makes it much easier for me to accomplish my goals if I actually dedicate specific time to it. That's why I quit for a couple of years. Yeah, we all go through those stages of life as well. Like the last few years has been particularly difficult to be able to just sit back and play some games, and I've been playing more games, like not even just Minecraft stuff, more recently, which has felt pretty nice. A lot of you know that I've played Rocket League for a number of years now. I bought the game back in 2015. And it's become one of those games that like I'll spend an hour here or there just relaxing, hanging out. Minecraft's not really a relaxation game for me per se. It can be. I consider Minecraft to be more of like my thinking game. Thinking about the lore, thinking about what I'm doing next, planning, that kind of thing. Rocket League is very easy. 5-minute games, pop on for a little bit, turn my brain off, mash the controller, mash the buttons on the controller. So. Oh, you don't sleep in the world though. Yeah, that would be different. Not sleeping is double the time. I found time here and there to play. I've got 1.7k days in 5 years and 9 months, which is not a lot. It's the time we have to do it though. So. I usually say that for me it's not a lot as well, because when people hear like 5 years or 4 years is almost 5 years for me. A lot of times people hear like oh, you know, I think Linksy's world has been around for what, like 6, maybe? I think his started maybe a little before, around the same time. Maybe it's even less than mine. I don't even know. But he's got, I don't know, what is it, 25, 30,000 days in it? But he also streams 8 hours a day. I think it's what, 6 days a week? 5 days a week? In just that world. So. Hey Nick, how's it going? Good to see you. I remember when Link's World was like super early on. Same with Jamal. Jamal's world's pretty crazy. Both doing great things. Tanisha's world's come a long way as well. A lot of those worlds started right around or right after Phil's original 5-year world. I don't know how many days Phil has, but I imagine some of those worlds might be actually even longer than his world in terms of actual hours and days played. Prepping stuff like Europe for my villager trading hall. Nice. We moved on to some digging now, but I was prepping some stuff earlier. Because my title still says prepping, doesn't it? Yeah, it's always good seeing those folks do well. I think it's hard for anyone to kind of compete at that level unless you're doing it full time. There's the thing I think about when I think about those folks. It's like they pretty much stream or make content full time. That's how you have the best of the best worlds, right? I spend a lot of time doing it. Really want to try hardcore, but not sure how long I can last on it. Would like to do fresh swirl and just explore. Never really done that or thinking about a fixed seed. Hey, if you want to try it, go for it. I wouldn't worry too much about how long you think it'll last. If you really want to do it, go do it. I have no idea when this world's gonna end. I mean, it could end now. It could have a creeper fall from the sky and kill me, just like the last world. So you never really know how long you're gonna last. I've been fortunate in this world for it to have lasted a long time. Not everyone's as fortunate though, so you never know. When Looney's first world, I used to send him updates from my world. That's the reason I don't sleep. Oh, nice. Okay, fair enough. It's where you see the difference between full-time and for fun, yeah. It's impressive either way, right? Like, whatever Link's world is at now, no matter how you look at it, it's still impressive. But there's certainly a different level of, you know, ability that someone who's doing it full-time has versus someone who can't or just doesn't. We'll have to go through this mountain at some point. I just don't want to do it right now. We probably should. And then given that this is a hobby, I also am able to do whatever I want whenever I want, you know? That also leads to not playing as much because I got other things, other hobbies that I like to do as well. So not everything that, like I mentioned Rocket League earlier, right? Like not every moment that I spend. It would be different if it was work. When you can consider it to be work, then there's a certain level of expectation, I think, about how much time you're dedicating to it. But when it's just your world and it's just for fun, different story. I don't know how many other people play in Amplified though. I think that's one of the things that I'm still interested is. My world is Amplified, for those who haven't seen the world in its totality. See all the big mountains. This is all This is all pre caves and cliffs terrain, but it's amplified. I'm not aware of any other hardcore worlds that are amplified anymore. I've been aware of a few over the years that have come and gone. I've been aware of some people who have had like regular survival worlds that are amplified. But I'm aware of very few worlds that are actually still being played that are amplified. So go. I'd love for there to be more, to be honest. But I think it's one of those things that, you know, it takes a certain kind of computer, it takes a certain kind of... It feels like too much for a lot of people, right? You're doing hardcore, and you're doing amplified, and you're doing XYZ, so... Couldn't imagine having to stream 8 hours a day for 6 days a week. It takes a lot of hours for sure, and then if you... That's one of the hard things about being a full-time content creator, right? Is when you're not working, you're not earning. You know, I work a job where it's a salaried 9 to 5 kind of job. So when I'm not working, well, I mean, I'm expected to work my 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, or 9 hours a day. I technically work what's called a 980 schedule, which means I work 9 hours a day, Monday through Thursday every week. And then every other Friday I have off, so it means like I alternate Fridays working, not working. So some weeks I work 44 hours, some weeks I work 36 hours essentially, with a Friday off. But when I'm not working on the weekends, I still get paid the same amount, you know? But when you're a content creator and you're not working weekends, it's always... I remember like years ago, Jacksepticeye talking about, I used to watch him a lot when I was younger. I remember him talking about just like the amount that it weighs on your mind every day. If you're not working this day, you're not making money that day, you know? So... There's no like guaranteed revenue source either when you're a full-time content creator. It's not like I work X number of hours and I get X pay for it. It's essentially commission based. It's like if my video does really well, then I get paid more. My videos aren't doing well, then I don't get paid as much. Which is a kind of stress I don't really know if I'd ever want to have. So... It's so unique and fun. Work at 8-hour shift Monday through Friday. Plus, new job just started. Nice. Congrats on the new job. I still get paid. Like my you know, my salary is still based on, to some degree, my output. But it's not reliant entirely. Like, I can have a bad month. As long as I don't get let go or fired, I'll be okay. You can't really say the same thing for content. You might be able to if you had a bunch of really good months. But maybe not, you know, so... Oh, nice. You started as janitor on second shift to your local middle school. Nice. I've known quite a few people as I've gotten older who, to some degree, go back into doing something at their old school. The kind of positions have varied, but it's interesting. Been there 3 months and love it? Nice. I'm glad you love it. It's good to love what you do. It's not a requirement, but it is good to love what you do. Makes it easier. go. Let me see, is it still... It's still coming down outside. Looking out the window, but windows to my left. You guys can't see me, but windows to my left, so I was looking out to my left real quick. So as my dog Bailey sits in front of the window and sleeping. She looked over at me like, "What are you looking at?" "I'm just sleeping." I do not want to have to go shovel sleet, but I'm gonna have to because that's called being an adult. Oh, as a kid, you always yearn to be an adult, and as an adult, you yearn to be, well, I yearn to have the responsibilities of a kid. I can't say I yearn to be a kid, but the responsibilities of a kid would sounds pretty good right about now. All teacher students been pretty welcoming. It's been a nice transition from factory work. Nice. Supposed to get 11 inches. Yeah, we've gotten this morning. I measured that we got 7 inches. We're supposed to get somewhere between 6 and 10 inches. The weather app says we've gotten a foot of snow. I don't believe that. The reports I've seen on the National Weather Service's website, as of like 9 a.m., 10 a.m., we're saying we got like 7 inches of snow. It's very possible that we have more than that now, actually. I refreshed the page. What we got? In my county, they're still saying 9:21 a.m. was the last report from where I live. That was 6.7 inches. Some of the areas north, northwest, or south, southeast from where I'm at are reporting 8.5 inches. I haven't seen anything. Oh, there's a 10. From noon, someone's reporting 10 inches. We're supposed to get 6 to 10, like I said, so. But the first 6 or 7 inches are all nice, light, fluffy snow. And the next few inches are going to be not nice, light, fluffy snow, I'll tell you that. School's canceled tomorrow, though. School's probably going to be canceled tomorrow here as well. I live in Maryland. I would not be surprised if Maryland schools are... A number of Maryland schools are probably going to be closed tomorrow. I very much expect it. I grew up in Virginia, but I live in Maryland now. It's pretty common for where I came from. A lot of people move to Maryland for jobs, or they stay in Virginia. But I was one of the ones who moved to Maryland, so. I mean, they are much more used to it. I say they. We are much more used to it. I mean, they had the plows running through. I mean, they salted everything last night. Salted all the roads. When I woke up this morning at 7 is when they had a plow come through, plow our road and salt it at the same time. And then they had another plow come through like an hour or two later. Doing the same thing. So the road I live off of is a state maintained road. I live in suburbia, so they do a pretty good job of maintaining these roads. They didn't do anything on the side roads that are still state maintained. They just went off the main roads. Someone's driving on the snow right now. And we definitely have people who are not afraid of driving on snow, I'll tell you that. I care. I plan on going nowhere for the next week. I was telling Emma, like, we probably don't need to go anywhere. We probably shouldn't go anywhere for the next week unless we absolutely have to. Because not only is it snow, we're gonna get sleet, we're gonna get freezing rain in a few hours if it hasn't started already. But the temperatures, the highest temps for this week are today. We might hit freezing. We might hit 32 degrees. It's supposed to be highs in maximum mid-20s for the rest of the week. Like, I would not want to be out driving. As much as people know how to drive in the snow, I live in Maryland. Maryland is a state that is notoriously known for people who do not know how to drive. We have some of the worst drivers. So, I would not want to be out on the roads right now. I'll tell you that. So, scared to live on side road. But I work with said all the turns in town are garbage. Yep. Car sits pretty low, so a little worried. Gotta go to school tomorrow and do all the sidewalks and stuff. Yeah, low car. I mean, by the time tomorrow rolls around, they probably will have cleared a lot of the main roads. I mean, on a side road, that's gonna be a bit bumpy, but main roads, I mean, that's typically where they spend a lot of their time with the plows, is on the main roads, the highways and whatnot. Try to keep those clear as snow's falling. That's why we saw 2 plows today and haven't seen them plow since. Side road never gets touched. I'm used to it. Fair. Yeah, this is the first winter that we've been in this house. We just bought this house in April. So I wasn't completely sure what they would do with some of the side roads. It looks like that they do plow the side roads eventually, but it looks like right now they're not plowing them, which makes sense. Like I said, they haven't even come back for our road, and our road is like the main road. So we basically live off the main road in our neighborhood. It's not a very busy road, but it is. There's a bunch of side roads off of this main road, so. And they haven't come back to replow it, so. I feel a little bad for people who have longer driveways. We have a pretty short driveway. It's a pretty flat but pretty short driveway. We saw a snowplow. I think it was a privately contracted snowplow earlier that was not plowing the main road, which is driving over the snow on the main road, and was going to a nearby house that has a very long driveway. How they did the land plots in this neighborhood is like there's some like ours that are like have short driveways and are like right off the road, and there's some that have very long driveways, or like the plots of land are behind other plots of land, essentially. So it looked like someone had contracted out someone to shovel their driveway, or to bring their truck by and use the plow thingy on the truck to get rid of the snow in their driveway. So all right, y'all. I think I get this situated. I think that is gonna wrap it up for me today, though. I'm actually pretty happy with the progress that we've made. We did some work with the preparations I think next stream we're gonna actually start working on the castle. I've been doing some. Do this. I've been doing some various things off camera for recording clips and whatnot to get ready for it, video wise. So I think next stream we're gonna work on the actual castle, and we'll start building it. We'll probably build a lot of it. I mean, it'll be 2 hours ish. I mean, today's stream was almost 2.5, but it'll be 2 hours ish. So I'm pretty ready. If you guys are new around here, haven't followed the Twitch channel, make sure you do. The top 3 places to be if you want to be in the know about content: YouTube, Twitch, Discord. Those are the top 3 places. I do still tweet, X, post, whatever, and post on Blue Sky when I go live and when videos go out and stuff like that. But for the most part, YouTube is where video content goes. Twitch is where content is streamed. Discord is the place where I update if any of that stuff changes, send out announcements, interact with people, things like that. So if you're not paying attention to those 3 things, if you're not part of the Discord, feel free to join. You don't have to, but feel free to join, and or just follow on YouTube and Twitch to stay notified when things go live. So yeah, I am gonna go get ready to go out and do some shoveling probably. Wish me luck. We'll see how it goes. So anyways, folks, thanks so much for being here. I appreciate you all very much. I will see you all Wednesday. If I don't see you Wednesday, if you're not one of the Wednesday people, just totally cool. I'll see y'all next Sunday. So take care, everyone. I will see you all soon enough. Bye.